Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. All right, let's get this started. Yo, Dame Dash has officially waved the white flag. Dame has waved the white flag, just so you understand. He said he don't want no more beef with Cam, and I'm happy that Dame has done that, and I think Dame gets a round of applause for that. All right, relax, y'all, relax. Yo, that's man time. All right, let's get this party started. All right, so you know what it is. Unique Mecca audio, man. We got Dame Dash sitting on his lake, and he's stepping up for the first step in accountability, and he's apologizing and trying to stop the beef. Do you think he was right or wrong for doing this, for making this video, for making this apology? You know, I'm gonna play the whole thing straight out so you can listen to it, and then I'm gonna do my commentary and play it again and chop it up and give you my opinion. But I want you to hear what he said out of his mouth, because I don't want none of this misconstrued, because I respect the fact that he took accountability and he's making the first step, you know, as a boss to end the beef. You know, you see, they even sent him over there to Ukraine and Russia to end the beef. The object is to end beef, not to elevate or escalate or keep beef going. Let's go. Let's ride.
You know, I'm sitting here on the dock looking at the view, and I'm thinking, like, why am I beefing with Cam? And the only reason why is because I just never got to talk to him. He publicly said he wasn't going to talk to me, but almost every OG from Harlem and everyone I respect is like, yo, cut this shit, it's embarrassing. So, you know, Daniel spoke to Cam, and we could resolve this. I just want to talk to him, and it's over. And if you need to, you know, because we can't publicly have us as black people beefing with each other. That's just what they want. They use us to tear each other down. They don't do it. We do it to ourselves, but they usually pay us to do it. And I'm not going to get caught up in that. So I'd prefer to squash this. I want to apologize to Harlem, because I know this was embarrassing for Harlem, and I'm man enough. But, you know, the thing is, in Harlem, we deal with things different. It also comes with violence, and I can't be violent, and I won't be violent, and I don't want any of my friends to be violent. My job is to keep them out of jail. So the only way I can deal with things, to keep certain things out of the algorithm, is to answer as soon as somebody says something. And my version of violence is just lawsuits. If I could take it to the streets, I would, but we can't. And the Italian Godfather, part 2, he killed his brother. The black Godfather don't kill his brother. He teaches his brother. So, again, if y'all want to sit down and work it out, I don't even want to be a part of that project that y'all doing. I don't really understand what it is. But I feel like 50, Cam, me, if together we show that we can be beefing, pause, and then come together and maybe do a TV show together, something different, or a movie or something, just showing the world that we can work together, then we would prove everyone wrong. They love us tearing each other down, and I'm not doing that shit. And I apologize to my OGs for embarrassing you. But I just wanted to talk to him. And he finally talked to, you know, he finally replied when I hit him with the lawsuit, and I was like, nah, now go talk to Daniel. And if you want to, Daniel, if you want, please arrange us to have a sit down. You know, you can bring who you want. And also 50, you're invited too. But instead of us talking about each other on social media like clowns, let's sit down and talk like real men. Let's take this off the street. The street right now is the internet, and this shit is corny. So I don't want to fight with y'all no more. Now, I heart, that's different. And revolt, the Tavio, same thing. You stopped replying to me 2 days before I went to the Breakfast Club, but I don't work for you. I am the chairman. When I'm on Revolt with my content, I'm the chairman because I don't talk to your staff. I talk to mine, which I have. I'm the chairman of America New when it's on Revolt. So to me, if the Breakfast, I won't get into it, but we can have a sit down too, because I'm not going to stop legally. I'm going to respond. That's what I didn't do before, and this is what I've learned. This is the only way I could fight. But you're not going to line me up and set me up. So you can come to the conversation as well. Bring who you want. Charlemagne, you're not invited. I need real men, pause, masculine. We need to speak like masculine men in each other's eyes and deal with all those problems. So I'm still, if y'all coming at me, pause, I'm going to always hit back. But I'd rather squash this, pause. And this is, please don't take my grace as weakness. We're in front of a lot of people, and this is not the right example. Later.
All right, so that's where we at, right? We already know about the 50 Cent Rick Ross beef. I'm gonna cover that later on. It seemed to be escalating. You know what I mean? But we gonna go back.
I'm sitting here on the dock.
I want to show you Dame's, dock. He's sitting there on the dock, right? I said I was gonna play it and I was gonna let it ride from there.
A lot of people, and this is not the right example.
See the end of this.
Later.
Living like a boss. Okay? But what about the tax evasion? What about the tax evasion? That's where we at, where we at with that? He's taking a video and he's sitting on a dock and he's crying broke. And like I said, I know Dame is not broke. Y'all can feed into all the social media crap. He just got a little caught up and a little confused in the social media. But, I think that was a big step that he actually took by wanting to sit down. I'm going to say that, I don't know if I would have, went with the apology like that. I would have rather spoke to him face to face and then see where we at there. Because I don't think everything should be done on social media. At one point, an apology would have been warranted on social media, but me, myself, I wouldn't have gave an apology right now. But now I'm going to play this. I'm going to show you how I would have dealt with it the way he dealt with it. So we're going to pause this here, but you just heard the whole joint. Let's get the intros together. Let's wake up. All right. So now we're going to play the video because what we're doing, we riding. Don't forget to hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to my daughter's YouTube channel at Unique Mecca Audio and Real Boss TTTV. Let's keep this moving. All right.
So, I'm sitting here on the dock looking at the view and I'm thinking, why am I beefing with Cam?
Good thought.
And the only reason why is because I just never got to talk to him. He publicly said he wasn't going to talk to me, but almost every OG from Harlem and everyone I respect is like, yo, cut this shit, it's embarrassing. So, Daniel spoke to Cam and we could resolve this. I just want to talk to him.
What is there? I think this went too far to get a conversation when, like I said in my last video, the same way I put my number up on the screen, y'all have each other numbers. You know what I mean? Y'all have each other number. That's why I put my number up so that if a person want to resolve something, give me flowers, whatever you want to do, that's my number. Call me. I'm available. I answer. But as far as this public display of buffoonery going back and forth on the social media, I don't really contain. What's that? I don't condone that. That's just too much for me. But pick up the phone, man. You don't need OG to talk for you. You said he finally called. So if he finally, stood up and called, I think you should take the call instead of having, Daniel or anyone else speak for you. because you know you a boss and you know what you want to say and you know how you need to get off your chest because you don't want, Daniel to say something and, you might not like the way he articulated it or the way he delivered it, but he did it how he felt it should go. But this is your situation, your fight. You need to talk to Cameron, and that's not out of disrespect. That's just keeping it 100. Now, you picked up the phone, y'all trying to call each other. Now, y'all talk to each other without any middle person. Y'all could go in a room by yourself and sit down as gentlemen. Come on, man. Let's work this. All right?
And it's over. And if you need to, because we can't publicly have us as black people beefing with each other. That's just what they want.
Exactly.
They use us to tear each other down. They don't do it. We do it to ourselves, but they usually pay us to do it.
All right, Paul, see, that's what I'm saying. How many of y'all are saying that, all right, well, you knew this before you started this, Dame, because you're a boss. And you said that they usually pay us. We are getting paid for reporting on this buffoonery that you're doing. And you know better than that. You create $100 million companies. Round of applause for that. Round of applause for that. All right, relax. So if everything you're saying now, you knew this before you went on a tirade and rampage and response to everything that was going on social media, when you're supposed to take a page out of Jay-Z's book and just don't say nothing. You let your lawyer talk for you. You're a boss. You're living on a lake house that we only dream of. You made it. We proud of you. I'm proud of you. But now continue to move as the boss you are and stop stepping down. Remember, Cameron was your soldier, but Cameron is now a boss. And that's how you have to, until you realize that Cameron is a boss now, y'all don't need to talk about nothing. All right? So we always riding. But until you realize that Cameron is a boss and talk to him like a boss, this would never end. Because you can't talk down to someone, but you could talk with someone. That means they get a chance to voice their opinion too, and you sit there and you listen and you contemplate and understand it, and then you will be able to respond intelligently. Because what I don't like, right? I'm going to tell you what I don't like. I don't like the way that Breakfast Club interview, wound out running on social media. Because you said a lot of powerful, good points. But social media only grabbed the little buffoonery stuff you did. Because you're a boss. You shouldn't have gave them that information. You shouldn't have gave them that content. Because you said some real powerful things that went over a lot of people's head. And I seen one or two people, respond to it. But, come on, Dame. Be the leader we know you are. Be the boss we know you are. Come on, man. You representing the whole world. So if you representing Harlem, come on, dog. They're looking at you and judging us. Remember that. They're looking at you and judging us. So I respect the fact that you was man enough, to want to end the beef. Respect that wholeheartedly. And you took the first step to apologize. So that was very, very, honorable of you. But let's work this out. We don't need to do this at all. Somebody put in the comments.
And I'm not going to get caught up in that. So I'd prefer to squash this. I want to apologize to Harlem because I know this was embarrassing for Harlem.
Yes, it was.
And I'm man enough, but the thing is, in Harlem, we deal with things different. It also comes with violence. And I can't be violent, and I won't be violent. And I don't want any of my friends to be violent. My job is to keep them out of jail. So the only way I can deal with things, to keep certain things out of the algorithm, is to answer as soon as somebody says something. And my version of violence is just lawsuits. If I could take it to the streets, I would, but we can't. And
see, it's like you're throwing a threat and an apology. Not good, Dame. Not good. All this take it to the street, and I understand when you said you don't want violence and blah, 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 because you don't know what someone may do out of the loyalty they have to you to someone, then it comes back. So it's like a cry to say, everyone stand down, don't do anything. We got that. But I think a lot of that didn't need to be said along with an apology. You know, that should have been said in the one-on-one, like I said, and that's why I say I put my number so everybody know if there's something I'm saying that you don't agree with, pick the phone up as a man or woman, as an adult, you know, and voice your opinion. But remember to subscribe to my daughter YouTube channel, Unique Mecca Audio, and Real Boss TTTV.
Italian Godfather, part 2, he killed his brother. The black Godfather don't kill his brother. He teaches his brother. So, again, if y'all want to sit down and work it out, I don't even want to be a part of that project that y'all doing. I don't really understand what it is. But I feel like 50, Cam, me, if together we show that we could be beefing, pause, and then come together and maybe do a TV show together, something different, or a movie or something, just showing the world that we can work together. And
hold up. Could y'all phantom 50 Cent working with Dame Dash? Somebody put it in the comments. If they ever got past the egos, it'll be $1 billion project. But do you think it'll get past the first stage? Do you think Dame would be able to take instructions? I'm not even going to say be disrespectful and say orders. If Dame would be able to take instructions or direction from 50 Cent. Because y'all see how they move and you see how 50 move. Or you think, you know, put it in the comments. Let me know if you think this would ever work.
we would prove everyone wrong. They love us tearing each other down, and I'm not doing that shit. And I apologize to my OGs for embarrassing you. But
now that apology was most definitely needed right there. But not to apologize to the ops in the beginning. I don't know. That's just where I'm at. That's just my thoughts on that. Not to say he did nothing wrong or right. Just saying where I'm at. I would have definitely apologized, you know, to my OGs. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, to be honest, yeah, I would have apologized. You know, now that I think about it, not running through. Yeah, I would. If I'm apologize to the OGs, then I gotta, you know, be man enough to go public and stand on it. So I gotta give him a round of applause for that again. That's 2 rounds of applause. Round of applause for the apology. Round of applause. All right, relax. See, I started this video out not agreeing to the round of applause because that's what social media look for. They look for the negativity in it. But I think that was very honorable of him to do that and respectful. And I see what he's doing. He's showing that he's living large. Because this is not in our league. We're not even close to getting no lake house. So we're not even close to sitting here judging this man on these type of issues because he knows what he has to do, his trials, tribulations, and struggles to get to the lake house and maintain and keep that lake house. But we can't even buy a house. But yet the people that's talking, they don't even own a house. They still live in an apartment and they want to sit here and say, oh, Dame this, Dame should have did that. No, why don't you get up out your ass, out your apartment and go do something. That man on the beach, on the lakefront, I got to give props to where it's due. You know what I mean? That alone, and like I said, when I talk to him, I think he's one of the most intelligent people that I've met in the entertainment business since I've been home. But I ain't meet a lot. But what I met, he was very intelligent. It was worth listening to. He just don't like to listen to the next person. You know what I mean? I can say that, being honest, you know, my assessment. But he's very intelligent, so you just got to know how to, you know, that's why I'm wearing this shirt today. That's why you just got to know how to just shut the F up. You know what I mean? And listen, if you're around somebody that can give you something, just shut the F up and listen. And that's what I did. I took a page out of my book. When I get around Dame Dash, I shut the hell up and listen. All right, he ain't trying to listen to nothing I got to say. Well, I ain't got nothing to give him if he don't want it, but I want everything he got to give me, so let me shut the hell up and listen. But that's how I move. You know, let's keep this thing moving, man.
But I just wanted to talk to him. And he finally talked to, you know, he finally replied when I hit him with the lawsuit. And I was like, nah, go talk to Daniel. And if you want to, Daniel, if you want, please arrange.
See, right there, I feel you was wrong. I think you should have talked to him. You should have talked to him and arranged whatever sit down location or whatever it is to bring whoever you want. Everything you saying here should have been said to Cam when he called. You bust your gun to make him call, and you filed the lawsuit. So he felt that gunshot and he called. Because now you're talking about 300 million. Regardless how frivolous a man may think it is, you still threatening him with a $300 million lawsuit. So it's going to be hard to come back from that. But I'm sure Cameron understand that, nah, this is just, another weapon in the art of war. He fired his shot. He got your attention, Cam. Don't take it personal. Don't go running with the social media. He ratted and all that. Because in y'all world, y'all use the courts and the same thing that he used. So I know people make videos about, oh, he ratted. Dog, you're not in that league to sit here and even speak like that. This is intellectual property that's protected by, Stop it. Stop it. Just sit back and learn from what's happening between Dame and Cam and 50, and then you incorporate that in whatever it is that you're trying to do in life. Because you get a chance to listen to him, you got to weed out the bull crap. Because like I said, when he was on Breakfast Club, he said some real powerful things that I agree with, you know what I mean? 100%. A few things, but everything went over everybody's head. Like the joint where people looked at him, just give you one way. They said, oh, he would disrespect Charlamagne because he said he been in the office at a job, coming to work, getting up 4 o'clock in the morning to come sit in the office and sit there and watch time go around him. So what Dame to me was saying is that Charlamagne get up 4 o'clock in the morning, just like I had to get up 6 o'clock in the morning in prison, 4 o'clock to get ready to sharpen my guard you now, big shout out to Banky Pound, to sharpen my guard you now to get ready to go out there, in the real world, in the prison. And this is what we do out here in society, what Dame is trying to explain. We get up in the morning and we go to our jobs, which is just another part of the jail, which is our cells that we're confining ourselves in for 8 hours. So we put ourselves in jail every day for 8 hours, and he's at his lake house every day for 24 hours to do what he want to do, and you want to judge a man that's sitting in a lake house. You know what I mean? And you're sitting in a job for 8 hours. And that's not to belittle nobody, but the object is to get where he's at, to be able to make money from the lake house, not make money for the person that owned the cell, the cage that you're working in at, the Breakfast Club, Unique Mecca audio studio, or wherever. I got to get up every day. This is equivalent to punching the clock, putting up the videos. And as you see, I missed a few days because my mother's, she's doing better, so I'm feeling a little better. She's going to get a little more because, my mama, my world. But, this is just, the stuff I seen on YouTube is just sickening to me. It hurts me to my stomach. Like I said, the main one I'm gonna keep talking about is why. How could a father tell on a son? I don't care about nothing else that's going on out, but just that, and then, interrogation tapes. I mean, from dudes that I rooted for. And, all that, then you get people that ain't even involved talking about, oh, he went in the interrogation room, so he told. I mean, come on, dog. Y'all watch too much TV. From the beginning of time, criminals send people in the interrogation room to throw off the investigation, and dudes get caught up and they trying to hear what they have to say, so they in the interrogation room listening to the bull crap. You understand what I'm saying? But that don't mean that they're ratting, that they're giving information. And I'm not judging what happened in Young Thug's situation. I'm just saying where I'm seeing on YouTube that dudes ain't never even had handcuffs put on them, telling about what it's like being in an interrogation room, when they tell you that they're investigating you for 4 or 5 murders or even one. And you want to talk about what that felt like? Man, stay in your lane, man. That's not even supposed to be a thought. You don't need to have none of those demons on your mind. I laid down on my bed yesterday for about 3 hours, and when I woke up, my whole pillow was sweating where my head was at. The demons was trying to bust out my head from what I had to experience. And y'all want to try and put yourselves in my shoes when I'm trying to get the fuck out of my shoes? You trying to put yourself in Young Thug's shoes? Regardless what happened with him in the interrogation room, that young man sat in there for 3 years and went through a trial for 18 months. And yeah, we report on it, but to sit there and report negatively, you know, I don't condone that, and I don't see how that's conducive to elevating our youth. And we have a voice with YouTube, but everyone is using a voice to talk about who broke, who teeth fell out, and everything else. It's irrelevant. Listen to the messages that's coming, whether they got teeth in their mouth or not. You want to hear what's in their mind coming out like a sweet coming flow of mathematics, or like the ocean on a midnight full lit moon. Just calm and peaceful. And that's why I said, cut the shirt, man. Cut the shirt. You have the right to remain silent, man. All right? You have the right to remain silent. That's all that is. You have the right to remain silent and just listen to the people around you that God allowed to come in your path to help you elevate. Let's stop it.
Us to have a sit down. You know, you can bring who you want. And also 50, you're invited to. But instead of us talking about each other on social media like clowns, let's sit down and talk like real men.
There you go.
Let's take this off the street. The street right now is the internet, and this shit is corny. So I don't want to fight with y'all no more. Now, I heart, that's different. And Revolt, Batavio, same thing. You stopped replying to me 2 days before I went to the Breakfast Club, but I don't work for you.
Hold up, stop. So if he stopped responding to you 2 days before you went on the Breakfast Club, damn, then why the hell did he go on the Breakfast Club and then turn around and say that you was going to be CEO of his company when he stopped responding to you 2 days ago? Somebody put that in the comments. I'm really confused right now. And make sure you hit that like button. You know, I want to know, why would you go up there if he stopped talking to you 2 days before? Let's hear the rest of this. Hold up.
I am the chairman. When I'm on Revolt with my content, I'm the chairman because I don't.
Hey, yo, right there, that's what you call mollifying. Mollifying is when you try and make a wrong right. Dame, you're not the chairman or the CEO of Revolt. Stop it. You understand? Now, to try and switch the wording to say that you meant that you was the CEO of America New and it was on Revolt, so that made you the chairman. Stop it, dog. What do you think, we're stupid, or you just bugging? Like I said, yo, we family, we Harlem, but I got to keep it 100, man. That sounds crazy. I'm using this video to show the youth what mollifying mean. Come on, you're wrong. You went up there and you said you was the CEO of Revolt. That ain't had nothing to do with America New and what you got on it. All of this, dog. Stop that, man. Get off the internet for a minute. Let it die down, man. You're too intelligent. Right now, whatever is going on in your life, have you a little confused. And yeah, you're going to be mad I said confused, but I'm keeping it 100. Got you a little confused where you think you have to justify yourself to us when we know you as Big Dame Dash. But every time you go on social media and open your mouth lately with all of this stuff, is giving them content to rip you apart. And that hurts my heart because you don't deserve that after all you've been through and from where you came from to where you got. I'm proud of you. A lot of people is proud of you. So it's mixed emotions. And this is not because he's from Harlem. This is on some man time. This is Dame Dash we're watching right now crash out. You're crashing out, dog. You're not a social media dude. You're a boss. You and Jay-Z started roc-a-fella, remember? You're bosses. So now you got people looking at YouTube and they trying to see what a boss is, and they know that you and Jay started together and you're saying you're a boss and Jay's not saying a damn thing. But you watching his money grow and you seeing where he's at. And you're saying, I got. You don't need to. Just do you. Take your videos in your lake and let everybody wonder, where is he at? And then someone else will put in the comments, oh, he's at his lake house. Lake house? Dame got a lake house? But when Dame says, oh, I own a lake house, oh, this and that, it makes everybody shut down. This nigga trying to brag. That's what they thinking. I've been there and I've done that, and I've seen them look at me the same way. We having normal conversations. You know, I'm talking to my man in Miami, and he liked the green and white turbo I got down there. I said, yeah, I'm building the green and white wide body joint right now with the 16-inch BBSs on the front, back and 13 inches on the front. You know, and got the wide body, the scales. I'm just sharing my car. But being that their bag ain't nowhere near mine's, and, you know, I'm all the way in Miami, and they're just used to dealing with, you know, the old school cars, and I'm talking about a European car that I'm doing all this to for 100,000. So they looking at me like I'm showing off. But no, you asked me, we was talking about the car. And I told you, yeah, I'm building another one like it, but a BMW instead of a Nissan twin turbo. So I'm gonna make identical joints. That's just a normal conversation. But then you'll have those rat bastards and flip-flop men and public trolls that'll jump out there and they'll say, oh, he's bragging, he's showing off. So when he spent the 100,000 on a car, go suck, get out of here. That's what you tell him, Dame. You don't need to explain nothing. You Dame mother effing dash. On that note, I'm getting off of here.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this.
Real.
Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, make an audio.